What up, mi gente? ¿Qué pasa? Welcome. Bienvenidos to another episode of Hoy en Día TV. Yes, another beautiful, beautiful day today. Like Mr. Rogers said, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. All right, I'm going to bring on my co-host, Manny Morales. Welcome to the stage.
Bendiciones, mi gente, bendiciones. ¿Cómo estamos? Sintonizando del bloque de hielo que es Florida. It's still cold here, people. It's cold. Can y'all take y'all winter back, please? I don't appreciate it. Mr. Rogers, really? That was my favorite show, though. That was one of my favorite shows. Like, Mr. Rogers was cool.
Yeah, he was dope. He was so dope. He is Sesame Street. Even now that I have a son, I have a reason to watch Elmo and Big Bird and all of them. Hey,
so
you're a kid at heart, you know?
Yeah. How you been? Yeah, you definitely have a child. So does he watch Sesame Street?
Oh, he loves it. He loves Sesame Street. Like, oh, yes. What I appreciate about my son is that he just intrigues me each and every day. He watches just random videos. And what's interesting is these videos are all learning videos, but they're in different languages. Like the other day he was watching a Spanish video, which is good because I speak Spanish in the household with him. But then I caught him listening to a video in Hindu language.
Oh,
and he was learning, and I'm like, wow, you understand it? And he watches this video and in these languages pretty often. I'm like, wow, okay, I'm impressed.
Okay. So he's gonna be speaking different languages then.
Absolutely, yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. But how about you? How have you been?
Despite the cold, the week has been great. Like I don't know. Like I'm feeling that 2025 vibe, and it's like I have to just keep moving forward. Like I don't know. I felt like at one point I was getting complacent, and now I took myself out of that comfort zone, you know, and then I started doing more custom stuff with my company, with my company Papi Chulo Creations, and it's been successful so far. So you know, I bought some more equipment so that way I could make more stuff, and then I'm going to do a photo shoot with a couple people that I know with some clothes that I made, so that way I could open my Etsy store. So Etsy store is coming. Yeah, but other than that, you know, the gym, work, of course, but you know, it's been good. It's been a great week. And I've been taking different vitamins. Like I've been taking vitamins, and like they're like bodybuilding vitamins, and they give me a lot of energy. Like I don't feel as tired as I used to. Yeah, it's crazy. It's great.
That's really cool. Shout out to Ra. Thank you for supporting. He says, "Keep pushing, Manny."
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you to all the listeners.
Shout out to Ra. Definitely. Yes. Don't we have a when's the interview? On the show? Yeah.
Yes, we are. I'm glad you mentioned that. So as of right now, it is scheduled for
conversation.
Sparking Conversation, right? Yep. And it's 2/18. So February 18th is on Tuesday. Goes live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sparking Conversation. So check that out with Raw One. We are going to be special guests on the show.
I'm excited. You said the 18th?
2/18.
Okay. I gotta put that on my calendar.
If that's the incorrect date, but to my knowledge, it's 2/18.
Okay. So yeah, I gotta put it on my calendar because you know if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay.
I got a bad memory. Although the vitamins are helping. It's definitely been helping. So
you think it's maybe se está poniendo viejito?
Yeah, a little bit, you know. But like I've been taking some other vitamins that actually help with the joints, so I don't feel as sore anymore. You know, I would wake up every day in pain, and like I don't now. So yeah,
that's great. I'm glad to hear that you're taking care of yourself. Eso está bueno. Definitivamente tienes que cuidarte. Because nowadays that's all we got. We got to take care of us. So let's sort of keep pushing.
And then my mom went to go see the Santera, so she gave me some good blessings. So
nice. Okay, good. good. And talking
Like,
about Puerto Rico, I saw that Bad Bunny had a street concert out in Rio
really?
today, so it was pretty cool.
Hmm, that's
Mm-hmm.
cool. Like,
Yeah.
he just came out and started singing in the street. Like,
So from what I saw in the video, because I saw it on IG, it was
uh-huh.
there was a stage set up, but
Okay.
anybody that was around can just go.
Just come. Okay. That's cool.
So it was pretty
Hey,
cool, yeah.
that's cool.
And
Give
he
him
does
that.
have a tour. He's going to be touring Puerto Rico for the summer.
Okay.
So yeah.
Is that
So
really a tour though? Like the island is so small. That's not really like a tour. That's just the un viaje. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not really that's not really a
You know what?
tour.
I'm glad you mentioned that. So you're right. Let me clarify. It's he's going to be performing in El Coliseo de San Juan. So
Okay.
although it's called a tour, he's really not
Right.
going anywhere because people come to him, right?
Right. Right.
So yeah, for those interested, definitely look it up and get your ticket for Bad Bunny. I tried getting this tickets and the prices were a little steep, and I'm like, I need to invest that in something else. I mean, Bad Bunny, salute to
Hey.
you doing great, but that investment can take me so far.
Right.
So
It's definitely gonna be packed though. There's gonna be a lot of people in San Juan. The flights are gonna be crazy because people from out here are gonna want to go out there. So
the cheapest ticket I found was like $550. Right.
no,
You see that face? You see that
okay.
face? Right.
No, but see,
Like
this
I
is what
said, that investment, you can do so much with that investment. And it's interesting because that reminds me, I remember when this was like several years ago now when Beyonce was doing the concert touring. And I read, I want to say it was like IG or either Facebook. It was a big hoopla where a person versus paying their rent, which was $1,000, they took the $1,000 and bought a Beyonce ticket. So guess what happened? Obviously, they got evicted.
right.
And now they came back, who am I evicted, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, like, first of all, thinking logically, you're an adult, right? So
Right.
if you decided to invest $1,000 to go see Beyonce, then these are the consequences.
Right.
You get
Exactly.
evicted because you didn't pay your rent. I mean, come on here. It doesn't take a rocket science, right?
Right. All right.
Put two and two together here. But I get it. People make their own choices, but just know that the choices that you make do have consequences if that's not something
Yes.
logical that you're really thinking just because you
Yes.
want to go see Beyonce. And now, with all due respect, I will say this again: for those who want to invest in seeing whoever and paying hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Mhm.
that's on you. But remember, you are only one number amongst 1,000 that are investing
Right.
in them. They don't know your name. They don't know your
Mhm.
number. They don't know
Right.
your bills. They don't send you money. So think
Mhm.
about that. Think about that.
Exactly. Exactly. Speaking of consequences, you had a conversation that you wanted to talk about that was kind of near and dear to your heart.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you
Segue.
brought that up. And so upon my research, right, my analytical research, I came across a really interesting news article. It actually came out January 14th, so 2 days ago. And this was from NBC 26 and also TMJ4, which is out in Wisconsin. So apparently there's a fourth safe haven baby box that's found in northeastern Wisconsin. A year ago, the Knights of Columbus at St. John the Baptist Church in Howard learned about the safe haven baby box. So what that is, you might be asking yourself, okay, so what is a safe haven baby box?
Right.
If a person chooses, this is a quotation, this is what is being said based on the interview taking place, they can anonymously at any time of day without having direct contact with the person donate their child into this baby box. So according to the Wisconsin Department of Children and Family, anyone can leave an unharmed newborn fewer than 3 days old in one of these boxes without any legal trouble.
Wow.
Right. And I'm going to say this, that breaks my heart for many reasons. One, I mean, people, come on now. We're adults. Let's learn how to practice safe sex, right?
Exactly.
Like take birth control, use a condom, tie your tubes, whatever it is that you got to do, please, for God's sake, don't bring an innocent baby in this world if you know you can't take care of the baby.
Right.
And I get it, shit happens, crap happens, you may have been raped or what have you. Okay, that may be something different, but then think of the other alternatives at that point.
Right.
like especially if you were raped, there's a 72-hour, was that Plan B or something like that, where it
Mm-hmm.
helps you kind of cleanse out your body, what have you. There's different alternatives to consider, but this is really passionate to me because these poor innocent kids they're born, which is a blessing, but then at the same time, when you're just leaving them, these people are just leaving them there at the now, then they're gonna grow up thinking like, damn, why did my mom or my dad not want me? ¿Qué fue lo que
Right.
yo hice? What did I do because I'm not wanted, right?
Right.
And so I did some research here, and according to the U.S. adoptionnetwork.com, the U.S. statistics, 391,000 children are currently in the foster care system.
Mm. Wow.
115,343 children are adopted each year, but every year that number remains in the 300,000s where these poor kids are waiting to be adopted or in the foster care system.
Wow.
Like that's bad.
Right. It is quiet. And I mean, like, everybody's not made to be a parent, you know?
Right.
And some people, you know, women, men, equally, don't have the brain capacity to be able to, you know, nurture a life. So I get that, but then you have people that just want to have sex and keep having kids and don't want to have an abortion, but they don't want the child either. And that's why the statistics are so high. You know, I just don't understand. I was going to add, you know, when you were talking about contraceptives, pull out, but that scientifically, well, well, that scientifically is not as accurate because there have been studies where women get pregnant off of pre-cum.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So,
right.
You know, like it doesn't matter if you pull out sometimes, you know, it just happens. But, you know, like I was saying off air earlier, you know, back in our parents' days and their parents' days, it was, you know, sex was just for procreation. And they approached intimacy different. But as time went, you could see the progression in what used to be intimacy, and it's just now, you know, casual sex. You know what I'm saying? There's no intimacy. The younger generation these days is just, let's hook up, let's link. You know what I'm saying? And there's no feeling to it. You know, and this is why the epidemic is so bad, because these kids are having babies and getting rid of them left and right, you know?
Right. And I'm glad you brought that up, Manny, because not only that, you know, the whole let's hook up and link up and what have you, just be mindful that each one of us, we're carrying a spirit. Mm-hmm. And some of those spirits can get attached to you. And so that's where a lot of negative shit can happen, because you might accidentally link up with the wrong person. Yep. Now that negative spirit or whatever they're harboring is attached to you. Yep. And now your stuff is SOL. Right. Because you hooked up with the wrong person. Also, things to consider: STDs. You know,
they're worse now. They're definitely worse now.
So there's just so many other consequences. Mm-hmm. All we're encouraging here today is, one, practice safe sex. Just practice and know your partner too. Know who you're sleeping with. Like, this is serious. This is your life. I personally know of individuals who have lost their life due to HIV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do I.
And that's, for those who don't know, HIV is similar to like what they call COVID, because it compromises your immune system, which means it makes you susceptible to other illnesses such as cancers, such as autoimmune disorders, what have you, because that compromises your system.
Right.
Similar to COVID, based on what I've researched, if an individual already has a compromised immune system, then it's difficult for them to heal, so to speak, quote unquote, or get better. So it has similar patterns, right? But again, please take care of yourself. Please do your research, do your homework. You only have one life, and you got to make the best of it.
Yeah, I just hope, like, I don't want to say I hope, but I can't wait to see what this next generation has to offer. Like, the generation that we have now, I don't care, they're violent, let's just link, you know, they don't have the emotion and the capability of loving anybody. But the kids that are coming up now, some of them are definitely goal oriented and just have, you know, a mind and they're trying to get somewhere, you know, and I just can't wait to see how the world and society evolves in the
Absolutely.
next 10 years, you know.
Absolutely. And we have been blessed throughout the show to come across individuals that are young, especially today. We have a special
Mhm.
guest who is a young individual and is an entrepreneur with a successful business. And that's very impressive.
Yes,
Um,
definitely.
so changing topics, shout out to Nita. Thank you. Hola.
Hey,
Um,
Nita.
Further ado, let's pivot over to bring on our special guest.
Okay.
Manny, do us honors.
So the reason why I have this attire on is because I used the picture that we did at a photo shoot on the magazine that I have behind me when I was author of the year for 2024. She is the CEO of a clothing brand. She is, you know, a daughter, a friend. She is a kind soul. Like she just, you feel comfortable around her as soon as you know around her. Like she's an awesome person. But let's introduce Mikayla. Sneaker
Mikayla,
Lovers.
welcome.
Hey, hola.
Great.
Bienvenidos. Welcome to Hoy en Día
Yes,
TV.
welcome. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling
How are
great.
you doing? Good,
It is
good.
cold. I will say.
Yes, yes, yes. It's definitely cold. Please, North Carolina, come and get your weather back. It got lost.
It's not North Carolina.
Yeah,
It's called the HARP machine that we talked about a few shows
yes,
ago. So if
yes.
you haven't heard that episode, go back and also y'all Google HARP machine. It's a weather manipulator. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, you know why they did that though, right? Because
Okay.
the polar ice caps are melting, and like we're gonna be in a water world pretty much. So you better learn how to use a boat.
I was just going to say that we better start investing in some yachts and
Right,
floaties and what have you.
exactly.
And luckily, I'm a good swimmer. I got an A in swim, so I think I'll
Right.
be good with swimming.
I'm gonna find me a Kevin Costner, and we're gonna, you know, tag team and take over the, you know what I'm saying, survive. That's what we're gonna do. I actually watched that the other day, for real. It's
Which
on
one?
Netflix.
¿Cómo se llama?
Waterworld. Waterworld.
Waterworld? Okay,
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't
on
watched it.
Netflix. You've never watched it?
No, what is it about?
What? Man, I gotta
Manny,
go.
you act like I have all this time in the world. You know I'm
Gotta
a
go.
productive, busy woman. ¿Qué tiempo yo tengo para estar?
Have you watched Mikayla?
No, that's all I
Oh
have.
God!
Thank
Look,
you,
I gotta
Mikayla.
go. I'm
Thank
gonna see.
you.
Adios.
No, adios to you.
That's crazy. So
So
the
tell us
premise of the
synopsis.
movie is the government did something and the whole world turned into, well, the water rose and like everything's underwater. So everybody had to adapt and live on water essentially, you know.
That
And
sounds
a
so
lot of the people that um are younger thought that the world was like that. So yeah, you have to watch it. Kevin Costner's in it. I don't know if that makes it more attractive or anything, but yeah, it's on
okay.
Netflix right now.
Cool. So this
Yeah,
was an oldie but a goodie. It came out in '95.
yeah.
Post
Y'all both have homework. I need y'all to watch Waterworld. It's on Netflix. Everybody has a Netflix subscription.
I don't.
What?
Somebody you know has a Netflix.
Yeah, somebody you know. I know Rod got it. Hey, Rod, give her your password for your Netflix.
We
Straight
have
up.
other alternatives. Anywho, let's shift back our
Yes.
gears, our focus back to our special guest here. Mikayla, tell us who is Mikayla? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you
Yes.
do.
Yes.
I am a CEO all around. I am only 22, but I still have a lot of knowledge in the business industry. All things fashion, my clothing brand, of course. I jumped into photography due to the clothing brand because I wanted to bring more like graphics and just different imagery to my brand. It all started because I was gonna say was, but I am an artist. I can draw, so all types of stuff.
That's amazing. You sound super, super talented. And being 22, that's very impressive. So tell us,
Yes.
how did you get started with your business? Like, what motivated you to start a business, especially in the fashion industry?
Honestly, it started when I was in middle school. So I was a big sneakerhead, as you can probably tell. The tapestry behind me is just all Jordans. But the hugest sneakerhead, and everybody kept telling me I should make my own shoe. And then when I looked into it, I was like, making a shoe is a lot harder than I could just make some clothes that match the shoes. And then I was like,
Mm.
okay, I got it. That's what I want to do. And from there, it's just been, that's what it is.
Impressive. Yes. And so your logo, before the show, it caught my eye. It looks like a heart, but then there's like something at the bottom. So tell us a little bit more about this logo.
So the logo came about just from me doodling in the sketchbook. I used to get in trouble a lot doodling on classwork, homework. So it's been around. It's funny because I had the logo before I had the name. So they kind of just ended up coexisting kind of naturally.
Right.
But yeah, the premise is definitely a heart. I used to draw hearts all the time. The bottom was kind of just like a freestyle, but some people interpret it as a heart with a dagger in it. Some people interpret it as a cross. Some people interpret it as the strings to the shoe. So I'm like, it's taking on more meaning than I could have ever imagined, and I'm glad that it has.
Right.
Awesome. Remind the viewers and listeners, what is the brand name?
Oh, Sneakerlovers Brand is the name.
Sneaker
Right.
Lovers Brand. That's a
That's
very
cool.
unique name. How did you
Yes.
come up with that name?
Because I was like, sneakerhead has a very, I don't want to say negative connotation, but if you think of a sneakerhead, he's like, oh, I gotta get these shoes,
Right.
or I don't
Right.
care, I'm gonna buy like 10 pairs of
Mhm.
this one shoe because I don't want
Right.
anybody else to have it. And I'm not that. I'm more so I just thoroughly enjoy shoes. I want to have on a nice shoe to go with my outfit.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I still certain shoes come out, I'm like, I gotta go get it. There's no there's no hesitation, but I think Sneaker Lover feels more in alignment with how I feel about shoes.
Okay, awesome. So now, Sneaker Lovers, based on the title or the business name, like for a person like me, I love me some heels. So I'm a heel lover. So for that, keeping that in mind, do you just focus on matching clothing to sneakers, or do you also work with individuals who want to match with their heels or favorite heel shoes?
I tend to work with everybody. I've had people match with boots. I've matched some outfits with boots. I did a shoot. It was actually a memorial shoot for Sunray Cinema that recently closed here in
Mm.
Jacksonville. And in that shoot, it's a new T-shirt, and one of my models is styled. She has heels on. So
Mm. Wait, they closed?
yes,
Really?
I was the last person to shoot in there. That's why I wanted to shoot there because a lot of people didn't know they were closing. A lot of businesses on that strip are actually closing,
All right.
unfortunately. But
Wow, I didn't know that.
yeah,
That's wild. It's an old theater on
yeah.
Park Avenue,
Mhm.
Park Street,
Oh, that's
somewhere
so
out there. But
sad.
it's like an old strip kind of it's like a block with a bunch of different stores, and the theater was there, and it was just a neighborhood theater.
Yeah, it
It
was one of those
wasn't like
spots that like
hmm
everybody.
yeah. So I guess the
Oh,
revenue isn't where it needs to be.
I think it was some type of situation where they want to turn that area into a parking garage type thing. So
okay.
yeah, unfortunately, it's always the worst. It's always the best businesses,
Right,
but
right.
yeah.
Because the who had it? The Hit List, and there was another one that I went to watch. They premiered there, and it was a nice theater. It was pretty
Yeah.
good. It was pretty cool. It gave you the old timey vibes, like the neighborhood. You go out, and watch a flick
And
on
the
the
food was
weekend.
really good. The food
Right?
was
Yeah, it was
good.
pretty good. Yeah.
I think that's the sad part about everything that's happening in the world nowadays with the movie theaters. They're slowly becoming null and void. And it's like, growing up, we enjoyed going to the theaters. Even now, like I'm always doing like us. I'm always at home. I want to enjoy a movie theater. So
Right.
hopefully not all of them close because we're still going to need them. People still want to go out and have fun and do something, not just be at home all day until Hawaii.
Right. Well, we just had one open not too long ago. I think it was the AMC, I think,
Yeah.
or Cinemark, or the one on Atlantic. Is it an AMC or a Cinemark? Yeah,
It
I
might
don't
be a
know.
Cinemark.
I think it's a Cinemark.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it might be a Cinemark.
but yeah, they just opened. I don't know. I think movie theaters are always going to be a staple. I don't think there's going to be at least one in each town.
I
But
hope so. Yeah.
yeah. So how long I don't know if we asked you this question. How long have you been doing the brand? Like I know you said in school and you're 22, but like how long has the vision been burning inside of you?
So since I would say 2018 is when I took the brand to paper. So like that's where all the designs,
Okay.
all the ideas, basically the brainstorming, the glamorous part of owning a business
Right.
was 2018. And then in 2020, when everything shut down, I really had more time because that was actually my graduation year. We didn't get to graduate or
Oh wow, that sucks.
so in that time is when I took the time to study fabrics, study what exactly I want my vision to be, how I want people to perceive it, how I want to make people feel because I definitely want to make people feel
Hmm.
loved when they're wearing the brand.
Right.
So 2018 was the start, but 2020 was like the push.
Okay. That's cool. So I forgot the question I had. Go, Yessie. It's you. I forgot the question.
So what
Wait.
is it like to work with you? What's part of the process to make an individual, one, feel unique, and two, create something custom for their sneakers or shoes or what have you?
So the first start is I usually have a shoe in mind or like a style in mind because
Mhm.
like the windbreaker I have on now, the shoe behind this was the Nike Blazers. That's like a retro shoe,
Okay.
definitely like a '90s vibe. So I was
Right.
like, okay, I want to make something I can rock these with, and then
Hmm.
it's just taking my concepts as an artist, and then taking whatever I come up with and kind of narrowing it down to be more digestible in like clothing form.
Oh, okay. So for those that are, in your age bracket and feel like they can't do it, like what pushed you to kind of continue to go and move forward despite, pitfalls? Because I know, just like me and Yessie, we've been through a lot of pitfalls and setbacks and stuff like that. So what keeps you motivated?
Honestly, I would say now is like the community I've built, the people I've worked with.
Hmm.
I've been able to touch so many people's lives, introduce people to modeling, introduce people to photography. Other people who started brands, if they have questions, I always answer. If you
Hmm.
need any advice, any help. But initially, my mom has been a big support of
Hmm.
me because, of course, when you're younger, everybody's like, "Oh, go do this," or "Go straight to college," which I did. Didn't last. Yeah, I dropped out day one of college. Don't be like me. But um, it was just like every time I felt like, okay, maybe this is not what I should do.
Hmm.
It just reinforced that not only do you love it, other people love what you do as well. So you
All
got to
right.
keep pushing.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely remember the photo shoot that we did. It was a vibe. Like it was amazing. I don't know. It was amazing. I love the clothing. And you know, you and your mom. We're actually gonna have your mom. We gotta figure out a
Yeah,
date
I got
to
to
have
figure
your
out the
mom
date.
because she has her own business as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's
That's awesome. That sounds great. So, Mikayla, let me ask you this. So, earlier in the conversation, you mentioned that you pretty much had this passion since middle school. But initially, before this, what really sparked that interest? Like, was there a individual in your life? Did you see it on TV one day? Like, what really sparked that interest? at an early age to get into this fashion world? Like, was it somebody that you watch? Did you have a family member in the industry?
Honestly, it was just going to school because I moved a lot when I was younger. So I was back and forth from Florida, Georgia. Apparently, at some point, I lived in South Carolina. Don't remember that. But going to different schools, I've seen a lot of different styles and fashion. So I think by the time I got to middle school, I had curated my own kind of like vibe, and everybody would comment on it. Even now, when I go out places, people are like, "Are you from New York? Are you from down south?" Like, you're never gonna guess based on how I dress, but that's kind of just seeing different fashion. I think really was like, okay, I want to do something with this. And the
Okay.
first expensive shoe I bought, still haven't forgot that.
Was it a lot?
It was $250, but that was the most I had ever spent on a shoe at the time. It was in the LeBron era, so it was like a lime green neon LeBron, and I was like, I gotta have it. And I was telling my mom, I was like, I please. So I ended up getting straight A's and got the shoe. So.
Okay, you earned it. That's
Yeah.
good. You earned your shoes. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Where do you see your brand going? What is your vision and mission for your brand?
So my goal is for my brand to be a household name. So I want everybody to be aware of what Sneakerlovers Brand is. Um, be able to go out eventually into stores and just get your merch or get your pieces instead of having to wait for online or me to show up to a pop up shop. Just to overall build a bigger community around it.
Manny, you sound like a chipmunk.
I was like, what happened?
What, are you Alvin and the Chipmunks now? Alvin! It's okay, Mikayla. You and I, while Manny gets it together, we can
Yeah.
continue. You tried saying something, Manny. Okay. You're on mute.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Yes,
I was
now.
trying
Microphone,
Right.
man.
We
I don't know what
hey,
it is. What's up
that
with
gave a good laugh to our viewers. They are laughing.
to.
Yes.
That's crazy. Hey, it wasn't funny. It's the
Actually pretty
microphone.
funny. You sound like a
I
little
don't know.
chipmunk
I
there,
need to buy
buddy.
another microphone. It's the microphone.
Hey, that's part of what we do here anyway at OENDO. We aim to motivate, enlighten, educate, inspire, and entertain, just like Manny did a few moments ago, sounded like a chipmunk. So, hey, we nailed it today.
I can't even remember the question that I asked. I don't remember. Oh, would you do custom pieces for like if somebody came to you and be like, I want you to make, something specific.
So I have done one of ones, but typically if I do a one of one, it's for like a fashion show
Okay.
or some big event. I try not to do too many one of ones. I feel like if you have put out a lot, it's not as special as like
Right. Right.
just doing here and there.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Awesome. I'm not sure what that was.
I don't
Manny was
know.
like,
I don't
I
know.
think a notification came on my phone, so that might have been.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
That is interesting.
What do you have coming up in like any fashion shows or I know you're always out doing photo shoots. Like every time I see your IG, you're out somewhere. I don't know if it's like backup stuff that you haven't posted, but you're always out photo shoots everywhere.
Always working.
Yeah.
It's more so like today. I feel like everybody feels like building a brand is just online, and I found that doing it in person is so much better. It builds like a way better connection, especially with customers. If they can see you and ask you any question because you're right there.
All right.
But it's been more so of that. I have some new stuff coming out in February.
Hmm.
Fashion shows. I have a show I'm prepping for. It's not till April. I believe it's called the Hyphy Experience,
Oh,
but
okay.
we haven't gotten the exact like how to describe it.
The itinerary?
Yeah, so I don't know like
What's going on?
specifics, but I know I'll be at the show.
That's cool. Yeah, keep me posted because I'll definitely come out and support if I'm not walking. I haven't heard anything about it, but you know they don't tell us models like the last minute for real.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Well, sometimes they have castings
I'll
though.
come out and support.
They haven't had a casting?
They've started casting, but I can send you a link. I'm pretty sure they're still casting.
Oh, okay.
There you go, Manny. There you go. So, Mikayla, as a designer and with the fashion shows, what are your expectations, especially for models, on how to treat your garments? Because I'm also a fellow model, and I've seen some people where they just throw the clothes on the floor or put makeup on it. Like, you know, is it more about having respect on the clothing? What would you say with regards to your model etiquette, especially when dealing with your clothing?
I would say picky when it comes to models. If you notice, I tend to work with the same people because I feel like, okay, we have a mutual respect here. Even outside of modeling, I respect you as a person. You respect me as a person. We can work from there. But as far as like just the garments, just treat it like, you know how you lay out your outfit on the first day of school? I feel like that's how you should treat the outfit. If you're about to model or walk, just lay it out real nice. Once you take it off, lay it back out again, and then we'll be good.
All right, exactly. That's the same way I feel. Like I want you to treat my brand just as you treat, you know, Michael Kors or, you know, whatever Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Treat it the same way. You know.
Absolutely, and that comes with hygiene too. Please, models, male and female, please have good hygiene when you're putting on designer clothes.
Freshen up.
Thank you.
I've been blessed to experience that, but I've heard stories and
yeah.
As a fellow model, yeah, I've had some fishy stories of other models that just, you know, just didn't. I don't know if they didn't take care of themselves or they just didn't realize that something was going on, and I don't know. But nevertheless, this was years ago. And today, public service announcement to the models or upcoming models: hygiene is very important. So, just
keep a model bag.
Right. Definitely keep a model bag.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. Model bag is absolutely important, especially with your undergarments, having neutrals, white and black. And obviously deodorant that's not going to stain the clothing. Shoes, absolutely shoes. What else are we missing here? Tape, the wipes.
Right.
Manny, what do you add to your model bag from a male's perspective?
I just have different pairs of pants. I always bring shoes to match the outfit that I'm wearing. Different color underwear, different color socks, different colored tank tops, hair products because I have long hair, and hygiene products, deodorant, but I use spray deodorant, so it dries fast and it doesn't kind of stick on the clothes. What else? And that's about it for real. Guys aren't as complex as women. We don't need all that tape and, you know, stuff like that. I've never used like concealer, but like I Googled model bag for men, and some places will tell you to get concealer so that way, you know, your forehead and stuff won't be so shiny in your pictures. So, but I never got any of that. I didn't get that far.
Okay, not yet. That might be something you're going to consider in the future. Okay, cool. Awesome. So, Mikayla, for those who are interested in seeing what you have with regards to your merchandise, where can they find it, buy it, etc.?
So you can find it everywhere. Sneakerlovers Brand, website sneakerloversbrand.com, Instagram is Sneakerlovers Brand, and TikTok is Sneakerlovers Brand. There is a Facebook. I'm not gonna lie, I do not use it very often.
At
but
all. So, like, you're never on your Facebook. Like,
never.
You have, I think, 40 followers. and you don't have any pictures up there. I'm like, what is going on?
I don't know. It's something about Facebook. I don't know. I see the app and I'm like, okay, and just scroll past it. I don't know.
A lot of people feel like Facebook is for the older generation. Instagram is kind of the new thing. Instagram and Threads is the new thing. And like, what is it? I mean, TikTok. Everybody uses TikTok, but Snapchat is like the younger version. Because a lot of my nieces, and they're probably in their early teens, they use a lot of Snapchat. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. So you heard it. If you want to see what Mikayla has to offer, check out her merchandise, purchase it. Sneakerlovers Brand. Sneakerlovers Brand. Check it out.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's time for us to pivot over to our last minute words segment. Already we have reached that point in the show. Manny, take it away. Hi.
Okay. So as usual, never let the fear of failure overcome the righteousness of success. A lot of us fear failure. I've always feared that I would fail. Um, Transparent moment. My mom always talked to me in Spanish when I was a kid, but I would never answer her back in Spanish because I felt like people were going to make fun of me, which is the fear of failure. So I would always speak in English, but I still had to go to Esau when I was a kid because, my mom always speaks to me in Spanish, but then I had to learn and learn to overcome that fear. So, and as well with, business and starting the modeling and acting and even putting out the book. Like I felt like people weren't going to be receptive of the genre and what I wrote. And I got to the point where I was like, you can't die with this book not published. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I stepped through the door, and it's been, crazy ups and downs, um, you know, pitfalls and blocks and just different shit. But it's been good too, So I wouldn't change it for the world, to be honest with you. So, and I love it. You just got to step through that door, People can't like you could have supporters, but they can't do it for you. They can't live your life. They can't, follow your dream for you. You have to follow it for yourself. And the only way you can do that is step through that door and make it happen. Um, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook for your old people. Facebook, Morales. Well, that's my website, authormanmorales.com for y'all people in Russia. Because every time, like I was telling y'all earlier, every time we broadcast, I be getting hits on my website from Russia. So hello, everybody in Russia. Y'all should buy a book.
Where can they find the book, Mandy?
Amazon, Love is Our Magic, or you could DM me on Author Manny Morales, Facebook, Instagram, and I will definitely send you a autographed copy. My model page, if you want to see my model, even though I haven't really been modeling, but Manny Morales 1824. What else? Love is Our Magic. The series is coming soon. We actually had to push it back because I had to get some new videographers, but that's all being set in motion. I'm really excited. The series is going to be amazing. So hopefully Sneakerlovers Brand will make an appearance on the series with her brand. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have. I'm trying to put Florida back on the map. Because the Jaguars ain't doing it.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
never done it. I don't know why everybody has so much
doing it. So, but yeah, that's me. What else? Bobby Chula Creations, custom apparel, custom tumblers, custom design. Just hit me up and we'll collab on something. So, Mikayla, inspire our viewers and let them know where they can find you. Say something
y'all.
something like profound and inspiring.
No,
Words of encouragement and motivation.
There you go.
That changed my perspective. I'm just worded different because somebody asked me what success means to me. So I would say write your own success story. Because like you said, failure is the biggest fear, but the only person who can say you failed is you. Like anybody else can say it, but you're the only one who sees every aspect of yourself. So just make sure you create a journey that you're proud of and that you can stand in, and at the end of it be like, I am successful. I did it.
Right.
Hopefully that was motivational.
Yes. Definitely. Definitely. So where can they find you? Tell them again. Where can they find you in your brand, in your clothing? I bought some stuff, by the way, as well. So it's in my closet. And I got this. I love this jacket. I love it.
Thank you. You can find me Instagram, Sneakerlovers Brand, TikTok, Sneakerlovers Brand, Facebook. I will try to be better, Sneakerlovers Brand also, or you can look up my name and it'll pop up. And the website is sneakerloversbrand.com.
Awesome. That's awesome. All right, Yessie. What's your nerdy way? What you got?
Hey. It's good to be a nerd. It's good to be a nerd, and I don't regret it.
I'm a nerd too, so
Hey, and I'm proud to say that.
What you about to say? You about to
You
love
said what?
I said she about to love what you about to say.
Hey, wepa. But first, I want to say thank you to the listeners, the viewers, just the audience, and both you, Mikayla and Manny. Just listeners for listening, supporting, and you all too for being here on Oyandia today. The three of us fellowshipping and just learning and growing. That is the mission for Oyandia TV. We want to be that beacon of light in a world full of negativity. We want to inspire, enlighten, motivate, educate, and entertain, like Manny did earlier when he sounded like a chipmunk, with each and every episode.
Always bringing up old shit.
Sweetheart, that was like 15 minutes ago.
That was not I don't think it was that.
No, we're like what, 5-10 minutes ago, Mikayla? Right. Old shit is like what happened yesterday. That is old. But anywho, you see how he be trying to. Anywho. But I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors. We have Collective Wear, author Manny Morales, and Divine Beauty Accessories. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. We're going to play their promos real quick.
Sponsored by Collective Wear. Sponsored by
author Manny Morales. Sponsored by Divine Beauty and Accessories. Watch Oyandia TV Thursday, 7:30 p.m. All right, we are always looking for sponsors, and if you want to collab with us, email at the bottom of the page, oyandiatv@gmail.com. We do offer sponsor packages. We are a worldwide platform, so you will be seen all over the world, and based on the sponsor package, that is the cadence of how you will be seen. So you want to collab with Oyandia, we are here, so we're ready to rock and roll, right? Also, motivation. So y'all were talking about failure, motivation a few moments ago. So there's a really neat quote that I found. It says, the most successful people aren't the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who did not give up when they had it hard. Another one, you will end up really disappointed if you think people will do for you as you do for them. Right. Not everyone has the same heart as you do.
Exactly.
Right?
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
The best feeling is when you realize you are handling a situation better than your old self would have.
Most definitely.
And that correlates to growing. And I actually analyzed myself the other day. I was like, wow, I'm really proud of myself because the way I used to think last year or even 10 years ago, a whole decade, is not the way I think now. Mm-hmm. Especially now that I'm older and now that I'm a parent, a lot of things I used to care about is just like, whatever. No, that's like little fish. I have bigger fish to fry, you know? And also what I've understood too, as I get older, is I've noticed that a lot of people fret about things that they can't control.
Mm-hmm.
But what I have been doing especially for my mental health, is I take a breath and I meditate a little, and then I pray and I leave it in God's hands. And I say, hey, this is something that I can't control. I'm not going to make myself sick about it. I'm not going to give myself a headache. I'm not going to get depressed about it. And this is what you have to tell yourself. You have to talk to yourself to make sure that you stay in that positive mindset, because with so much going on, when you turn the news, when you people that are dealing with stuff, what's happening in California, just anything that you see as negative that could affect you, you have to remind yourself that it's going to be okay and that you're stronger than that.
Right.
And so the final words that I want to leave with you all is, like I always say, limitations. People always say that the sky is the limit. But actually, me doing research one day, Manny, you're laughing already, I realized, for many who don't understand, there's actually what's called a Kármán line. And a Kármán line, for those who are not aware, you can also look this up. It's an actual barrier that exists between Earth and space. And it's here's a line, where is it? Between 80 to 100 kilometers or 50 to 62 miles above the sea level. So that means that every time you tell yourself, or somebody tells you the sky is the limit, you're technically putting a barrier within yourself, because there's that Kármán line. Mm-hmm. So a quote that I created many, many years ago: the sky is never the limit, because the galaxies, they're endless. So thank you for tuning into Hoy en Día TV. I'll see you next time.